Hello and welcome to the Final Nine coverage of the 2018 King of the Canyons. Located here at Dellwood Park in Lockport, Illinois, I'm Steve Ratchin, here with David Hopkins.
Thanks, Steve. Now let's see who we're going to be watching.
Up on the box today, we're going to have Young Gun Tommy Earhart, followed by Dynamite Dana Vici, Taylor T. Lynx Samala, and Brian the Bearheart Earhart.
All right, let's get to the action. Hole 1, which is hole 13 on the course, comes in at 375 feet. The player's main objectives here is to just get past that first grouping of trees that you just saw.
Yeah, as you can see behind the basket, we have a steep drop-off where players are not within a close range. They're going to have the option to lay up or run a scary death putt.
Absolutely, Steve. We have Tom Earhart on the tee first. Looks like he's going with one of his trusty Z buzzes.
Oh, and he just pipes it right up the gut, past the tree line, putting himself in prime position.
Yeah, he should be right outside circle 1. It's interesting to see if he's going to run that putt or lay up.
Dana coming in here with a Colored Glow MD3. That's the same disc that he had a spit-out ace round 1, Dave.
Yes, I believe we both witnessed that. The whole crowd thought it was going in. And Taylor Samala with this Comet that you're going to see him throw many a times during this Final Nine.
Oh, just cruises on the outside route.
It didn't look like he liked that, but I don't think he's in a bad spot.
And don't let your eyes deceive you. We do have one of the best lefty players in the game on this Final Nine. Taking a Z-Force, skipping around the corner.
That had a late flare, but he was in a fine spot, probably about 60 away. Looks like he just laid up.
He did lay up, but he caught a bad Walmart roll down the hill. Dana Lane late. No. Dude, no. Stop.
Dana trying to make this smart play, but that's the definition of a fast green right there.
That went all the way down the hill,
It
Dave.
flipped up. It rolled down about 70 feet away. These players are going to lay up smartly. All of them make it, but Dana is going to try to get up and down.
Let's see, he gets 90% of the fairway, hits another tree and rolls down the hill. Pretty reminiscent of the 2017 Illinois State, where his tee shot landed right by the pin and rolled down that hill again. There we go. Finally up the hill, settled by the pin. He's going to take his 5 and move on.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't run that last putt. He knew he just got to get up there, get up and down and take his medicine. Brian putting in for his par.
As you can see, Taylor and Tom both tapping out their threes. Dana in the background there recollecting his thoughts. Dave, he's the most experienced player on this Final Nine. He's been the biggest events. He knows there's a lot of golf left that he can easily come back.
Yeah, we've seen this from Dana before. We've seen him battle back, so don't be surprised if you see a great comeback out of him.
So smooth. Look at that putting stroke. After hole 1, we have Tom, Taylor, Brian all sitting at even. Dana with that unfortunate double roll down the hill, taking the 5, double bogey. Moving on to hole 2 is going to be actually 2 lawn on the course. Clean downhill, dog leg left, creek to the left.
They really throw to a blind landing area. It's hard to see from up top whether it's going to skip or not, so these players are kind of going to throw and pray,
Yeah, really hoping they don't take a skip, go into that creek OB. We'll see what they play.
And Tommy Earhart, look what he's throwing, another buzz.
This Crystal Z buzz straight down the hill, slides it up on the green.
Taylor Samala looks like he's going with his white pre-flight destroyer. Takes a very wide hyzer. This has a chance of going OB, but
there we go. Checks up right by the green.
Yep.
Taylor played his angle right. He played it out wide. He played the skip into the green. Brian playing the sidearm. Very similar route. Needs this to check up as well.
And like I said, you can't really see where it lands from up there. He doesn't know for sure that he's on the green, but we'll see in a minute.
Looks like Dana's throwing a glow FT3, trying to play that skip as well, but really just dug into the ground. He didn't get the flare like the rest of our competitors got.
No, he's gonna be a little past circle 1. As Brian puts in his birdie, Dana already threw his upshot, did not make it. But here's Tom for his birdie.
There you go.
So smooth.
And like his
so
brother,
clean.
Kids the birdie. And Dana, this is his putt for par.
playing up the hill and secures the par. Taylor, best drive of the group. Looking at this and puts it right in the basket. So again, we have Taylor, Tom, and Brian all taking birdies on that hole. Dana taking the whole par.
Still a smooth shot by Dana.
So smooth. Look at that slow-mo brought to you by NYC
So
Productions.
after hole 2, we have Tommy, Taylor, and Brian all sitting at 1 under and Dana at 2 up, but do not count Dana out. As we move on to hole 3, this is a 450-foot par 4 to the A position. Players are really just looking to pump one out there, maybe 400 feet up the hill to a landing zone.
A little bit of a tight gap off the tee. We have OB left, OB right. Hit any of those trees, you can easily kick OB. We're going to have Tom first up on the box. Whew, silky smooth, right up the gut and going up the hill.
Yeah, that's pretty much the ideal landing zone. He must have just missed a tree as you just saw him give a sigh of relief.
Taylor trusting a blizzard boss up the hill. Plays a nice simple hyzer, and he's going to be in prime position.
Absolutely, Steve. And the lone lefty on the card.
Woo!
Looks like he gets a great turn on it.
That is cooking up the hill. There we go. Dana, maybe you're going to take out a little of that frustration from the first 2 rounds and smashes this up the hill, Dave.
Wow, that's got to be upwards of 420 uphill, maybe. He's going to have maybe 60 feet left.
Taylor, flowing up a nice little DX AVR. Puts in the limestone right by the basket.
Ooh, and it looks like we get a flight inside brought to you by NYC. Oh, and it goes in for an eagle, Brian Earhart.
We get the Eagle 2, standstill, lefty sidearm, Z-force, right in the bucket.
Wow. That's one of very few 2s you will ever see on hole 4 long. Hole 3 long at Dellwood.
Dana nearly throwing it in himself. Ooh.
An uncharacteristic miss by Tom from about 12 feet. He is extremely frustrated, but trying not to let that get to him.
You can see that he just kind of shakes it off, cleans up his par putt, and he knows there's a lot of golf left.
And Taylor and Dana are going to clean up their 3s. Steve, this is one of those holes where it says par 4, but all these players are looking to get 3s. They know if they get a 4, they're probably losing strokes to the card.
Exactly. All 4 players made it past that initial gap. They did their job. It should have been a relatively easy up and down. But here we have it. Brian needing to take an eagle to take a 1-stroke lead and grab the box over the rest of his card. Tom taking the only par. He's going to drop to the bottom. We're now looking at hole 4 long. It's actually going to be our 4th hole, the final 9. Playing downhill, dogleg right, creek on the right-hand side OB. And we have some trees deep. You're going to see a wide variety of shots in this hole. Some righties may throw a sidearm. Lefties are going to throw the big hyzer. You can throw a big turnover with a glidey mid-range, or you can force over a driver and let it land in the fairway.
Looks like we have the lefty up first. He's going hyzer. He thinks it went
This needs the fade.
a little too straight. Yeah.
Trusting that Z-force, always with that dependable fade in the end. Misses the tree line, and he's going to have a nice open shot to the green.
That's the landing zone they're looking for. Wow, is that what is that, an orc?
Yeah, that is an old school OG Pearly Champion orc.
That had a lot of turn on it. Dana didn't look like he got over on this.
Yeah, it
one.
looks like he slipped a little bit at the edge of the tee pad, didn't get the turn he was looking for, and went into that deep tree line we were talking about. Oh, that's going to be tough. Would you imagine? That's a buzz, folks.
He went high left on that, and he really let that thing turn and glide.
And just glide for days.
Oh, wow.
Best drive of the group so far.
Dana in a little bit of a tricky situation here. He throws a thumber out,
What?
gets a little skip,
What?
pops up right next to the basket.
Wow.
That was a heck of a scramble there.
Phenomenal.
And Brian with that trusty zone upshot.
Taylor looks like a routine DX heavier shot. Puts it up.
That's the
lets it
ideal.
flow.
Right where Taylor was, that's one of the most ideal landing zones on this hole.
Tom smashes drive. He's in putting range, but does he want to run it with the Death Creek OB behind? Looks like he just decides to lay up, take his par, move on to the next hole. Ooh, taking the par. He'll be happy with that one.
Brian Earhart, he's so quick off of his putt, but here all legitimate. He does never faults, but he's very fast off.
So it looks like there's a root sticking out of the ground right where Tom's lie is. He wasn't really sure what that was at first, and not like it's going to matter. Ran the basket, takes his par, moves on.
And Taylor cleaning up his par. And
Taylor just made those last 2 holes look easy. Boring golf is great sometimes. Right, Dave?
absolutely. So all of our competitors took pars on that hole. We have Tom sitting at 1 under, Dana at 1 over, Taylor at 2 under, and Brian at 3 under in the lead. We move on to hole 6A. This is one of the tougher holes on the course. We have very tight gap, OB left, Mando about 375 to about 380 feet down on the right that you have to be on the left of, and then it dog legs to the right.
Yeah, our competitors are going to be playing the long pin today, or the long tee today, throwing down the hill. They really want to end up on the left side of the fairway. They're going to be flirting with the creek, but they'll give the best angle to attack the green.
Looks like Brian's going with that orange force again and a big forehand.
Oh, through the trees, dead center fairway. He's going to be very happy with that. Taylor, trusty comment, flips it up, and look at this gliding down the hill. As you can see, fading a little bit to the left, but that is an ideal landing zone.
Especially from the long tee. He's gonna have a route to the basket to get his birdie.
Dana looking to do the same with a Glow MD3, but it turns a little bit out of his hand. Yeah, he's going to have a top
Kevin
angle.
Berkey of Pop Top Dies died that MD3.
Beautiful dive. Beautiful.
And Tommy looking to do the same thing as Dana.
No.
Comes up a bit short.
Hits a tree, kicks right. That's going to be a tough position.
So I was next to Dana on this one. It looked like, and he was going for the basket here.
What
he
was
threw a
he
huge
thinking,
turnover.
David?
I believe it was an MD.
Swirly MD over the trees?
Oh,
He's going to have a look at the basket.
absolutely. He's probably going to be a good 60 feet away. Tom, similar shot. Turnover, but hits a tree. He lands next to the Mando.
At least he went past the Mando. He'd be able to get to the green from there. Taylor, watch
It kinda
out,
looked like he
worms. Ooh.
An early release on that one, hit a root, and he's looking to get up and down for a 4.
Brian, best drive of the group. Sit. Oh, looks like his upshot just slid over the cliffside, and the creek wraps around right by there. So here we are at Dana after that phenomenal over the trees. Gives it a bid. Whew.
Yeah, the crowd from their angle, they thought that one was going in.
See a little peanut gallery over on the top of the mountain to the right.
We have a good 50 to 60 people walking with us down the field.
And you can see the players are looking at Brian's drive. He was surrounded by water in that creek. He had to take the relief down below. Scooby! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
Almost makes the Scooby shot from down below. Normally in tournaments that will be marked off as OB, and he will have the advantage of taking it up top, but this was not marked off during this tournament. So he did have to take it down low. Tom unfortunately missed his putt from just about circle's edge.
Man, Tom hit 2 trees on this hole. Got a roll on the backside of the green and a spit out. Just very unfortunate all the way around. He's cleaning up this bogey. Halfway through the final 9. 4 holes left. Let's see him shake that off and continue on from here.
All right.
Absolutely.
With Brian taking a bogey on that hole, Taylor has tied it up.
We have this professional sweeper here. Wow, what a great job you did all day.
Yeah, Anthony, local hero, comes to the final 9, sweeps off every single tee pad for our competitors.
We can't thank him enough. So we have hole 6E, which is hole 5 of the final 9. This is one that the competitors really want to get. It's, a straight shot, late hyzer, pretty ideal, maybe putter. Some players may use a mid-range. Looks like Taylor's up first.
Taylor's taking an 05 Super Rock.
Ooh, looks like he went a little inside.
A little early, but he missed all the trees and gets pin high. He will have a look for birdie from there.
Probably right at circle's edge.
Flight in sight. Prototype C line MD4. Ooh, comes up right in front of the basket. Dana actually aced this last year in a tournament.
Oh, that's why I took home a good chunk of change there.
Pretty good.
Ooh, and Brian, another standstill zone flick.
He liked Dana's line, said, let me do this with the other hand.
Hit it. Oh, God.
Tom's bad luck is gone again on this hole. Taking a tree, and is he on the cliffside, Dave?
Yeah, it looks like it. So I was standing next to him before he put this, and he was actually taking bets from people in the crowd.
God,
he was going to make this, and he gave it a really good bid.
Spin putt off the hip, 80 feet on a cliffside. That's impressive. Taylor fights through the trees, ends up pin high, cleans up the birdie.
As does Brian.
At this point, Brian and Taylor, they're just playing match play. We have 3 holes to go. They're tied up. Anything can happen.
So 3 of our 4 competitors take birdies on this hole, and Tom cleans up his par.
Yeah, let's get a look at these scores again. It looks like Dana and Tom are tied at even. Taylor and Brian are tied at 3 down. We have a 2-man race for first, second, 2-man race for third, fourth.
And we move on to hole 10. We are playing the long tee to the A pin. This is a relatively, I don't want to say easy, but a hyzer shot uphill. Maybe it plays uphill, so maybe about 340 to 350 feet.
Yeah, don't let that distance surprise you. We have 314, but most of our competitors are going to be taking a high-speed driver, playing it up the hill, and trying to get a soft skip into the green.
Looks like Taylor's throwing that same destroyer he threw on hole 2.
A little bit of an early release, just like the last hole, but did not fight through the trees this time. He's going to have a rough look from there. Dana pulling out an S-line PD2, letting it do what it does best. Hyzers.
Oh, he hits one of the guardian trees.
Gets a Walmart roll, puts him in a tricky spot. He's going to have a lot of trees to fight through to even get a look at the basket.
Look at this standstill by Brian Earhart.
As we're talking how tough it is to get up this hill, Brian's like, I'll go standstill, throw a Z-force again, and put it right next to the pin. Tommy boy, what does he have? Looks like he's doing a little bit flat. Wind coming at us now that we're in the open field. Turn him a little bit, and he's going to be outside circle 2 with a rough angle.
So as they walk up this hill, Tommy's taking his putt, but Taylor knows that Brian's parked.
Yeah.
So, we have 2 holes left. 2 holes left. And
let's see what Taylor has. One of the best jump putters in the area, and cans it from the woods, wow. David.
That had to have been 55, 60 feet.
Easily. Uphill, through the trees. What? Back-to-back amazing putts. Dana stretched out on one knee. Hyzer putted through that small gap. Unreal, Dave.
Those were not your typical putts there.
Time Boy's tapping up the par. A little disappointed, but we're moving on.
And Brian. A little high. It goes in. Sometimes these mock X baskets catch, sometimes they don't.
They do.
Depends on the person you ask.
Let's take another look at this. Through the trees, up the hill, dead in the heart of the center of the chains. There we have it. Taylor and Brian pushing their lead on the rest of the group. Tied at 4 down, 2 holes left, heading into the par 4 hole 11. Looking at 538 feet. Tree line on the left side can get a little tricky if you end up there. And even though we're looking at 538 feet, this hole plays slightly downhill. Round 1, we saw Gavin Rathbun throw a hyzer into here, hit a 40-foot putt, get the eagle. Round 2, Thomas Earhart, hyzer flip 12 feet away.
Wow, I've never seen anybody park this.
2 eagles in one day.
Ooh,
could there be a third?
Flight Insight brought to you by NYC Productions. Taylor Samala
smashes this boss.
Was that another Blizzard boss, is
I believe
it?
it was another champion Blizzard boss.
And Dana with his CD3 again?
There we go. Dana finally getting the turn of that CD3 he's been looking for, and this is just gone.
And if I recall, he did slip off that drive too. So it went a good 430 feet after he slipped.
Kind of tough to attack this as a lefty, but Brian's just going to put one well out there, hang it up on the right-hand side to get the trees out of the picture to have an easy up and down. And here we go, Tom. Can he get up and down again? No. Looks like just a little bit early release.
Yeah, you could tell he released that early. He's going to be in a very precarious spot here.
That's going to be tricky. That's going to be real tricky.
Are we going to see a forehand roller?
Might be his only option. It looks like he's going for Sky Annie, but he gets clipped up by the limbs and forces him to hyzer right.
Taylor looking for a 2 here from 70, 80 feet.
Runs it down, but he'll be happy being right next to the basket. And Brian here, he just played out to the right-hand side, playing smart. He sees Taylor's underneath the basket. He knows he just needs to match him. Doesn't need to get aggressive with one hole left here.
Tom absolutely looking to run this.
Yeah, that just came out early as well.
Yeah,
Look at the
like
Walmart roll back to the pin, though. A little bit too late for luck to be on his side, but nice to see that it's finally getting to him.
Dana, a good bid for a 2 there, probably about 70 feet out, just a little high left. Oh, but he does leave himself a little comebacker.
A little tester, but that is no problem for Dynamite Dana Vici.
And Brian puts in for his birdie 3.
Man, so it looks like Tom is walking up here to tap in the par. A little disappointed after canning the eagle, round 2. But don't let this fool you about this young man. Shot hot round 1, hot round 2. After an entire week of studying and taking finals for some of the hardest classes he's going to take in his college career, comes out here and slays it.
Absolutely, I was extremely impressed with his play.
Here we go. Final hole. Taylor and Brian still tied up. 5 down. Dana has a 2-stroke advantage over Tom in 3rd place. Doesn't need to do anything crazy here to get 3rd.
So we have hole 12. It comes in at 426 feet. It's a downhill drive. A lot of these players can absolutely birdie to this hole, and that's what they're looking to do.
Yep, Taylor up on the box. First, look at this camaraderie. We saw this the entire round. They're all friends. They're all competitors. They're laughing. They're enjoying their time together. Happy to make it into the final 9. Good vibes all around. We have another boss here for Taylor. A good old Feldy. 08 champ boss. Hyzer's a little early, but is that fighting through? That's fighting through, Dave. He's going to have a look for 2.
He's definitely within circle 2. Definitely. I mean, on hole 10, we saw him make a circle 2 putt. So
through the trees, and now he's got a wide open look.
yeah.
Dana, he does take the unfortunate flare over to the left, but that'd be fine. Still has that 2-stroke advantage. Look at this creamy smooth lefty sidearm.
He doesn't even barely run up. He just kind of steps and
Just so natural.
crushes.
So beautiful. Here we have Tom, just putting on a show for, at this point, 80 to 90 spectators, taking wide hyzer.
Get up there. Get
It
up
looks
there.
like we did have a right to left wind going into this hole, pushed them a little early, hit some trees, but that's all right.
Dana from about 50 splits the gap. Oh, goes high left basket.
And here we go. Taylor needs this to continue. Just a little bit left. And that rolled away, giving him a tester putt for par even.
Tom for a birdie.
Tom clipping
Sails
left
top
change. Man, tough to see that.
Very uncharacteristic to see Tom Earhart 3-putt a hole, but you know he'll come back next tournament.
Taylor needing this. There we go. There's the par. Forcing Brian's hand. Forcing him to have to hit this 20-foot birdie putt if he wants to take the lead in the final hole. There we go. Great event overall for Tom. Don't let those last couple holes fool you. He has a ton of potential. Dana, solo 3rd. And here we have it. Could this be the last putt of the event? We have our 2018 King of the Canyons. Woo! There we go. Look at that fist pump.
Our 2018 King of the Canyons, Brian Earhart.
Thanks, buddy. You'll get interviewed, bro. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I don't know what to do. Hi.
Got a speech?
I got none except for the zone is the best approach disc in the game, and I flicked a force on like every distance shot. So buy those.
Got any thanks?
Any thanks? Blog.
Yeah, actually,
Earhart.
I'll be going on tour full time this year, starting April 13th, and follow my blog, Dana. Thank you. The Bearheart blog. I'll be posting a bunch on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2018 King of... Thanks everyone for tuning in to your 2018 King of the Canyons, brought to you by Dellwood Disc Golf.
Huge shout out to Mr. Dellwood Disc Golf himself, Sean Callahan, making things happen in the disc golf community. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.